Okay, I'm not some crazy activist. I felt like I needed to say that before I went any further. But after talking to a few people, I've realized that a lot of people don't know how important bees are to us. They're very fucking important, alright? And there should really be way more awareness around this subject than there is. So I figured, being the classy gentleman that I am, I should let some people know. Alright, as far as important species go, they're at the top of the fucking list. They are critical pollinators. They pollinate crops that feed 90% of the world. They're responsible for 30 billion a year in crops. That basically means that this little creature is being more charitable than all the charities combined. And we're losing them very, very fast. Bees were actually recently put on the endangered species list. That's horrifying to anyone who likes food. Here's a fun fact before we get started. A person who keeps and studies bees is called a melittologist. I don't know why, but I just really like that word. Melittologist. Also, I'm not sure if I'm even saying it right. So what's killing the bees? Well, in the last 10 years, over 40% of the bee colonies in the US have suffered colony collapse disorder, CCD for short. They either become so disoriented they can't find their way back to the hives and die away from the home, or they fly back poison drunk and die at the foot of their queen. And this isn't happening because they're going to the bar with their friends and drinking to death. It's happening because of the types of pesticides being used. The bees go to pollinate, and once they land on the plant that they're typically used to landing on, they're doused in the poisonous pesticides, and this is what's causing them to die, and etc. Yes, pesticides are an important part to keeping a crop, but the ones being used are horrible. In fact, wild bees are far less affected by this than domestic bees that pollinate on plants taken care of by humans, which is further proof that the pesticides are far too toxic. The pesticides most beekeepers feel like is the problem is neonicotinoids. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This word is the problem right here. What types of foods will be affected? Because I know some of you are thinking that the whole issue is being over-exaggerated and we wouldn't lose that much. You're wrong, okay? You're very fucking wrong. It is true that some birds and there are other insects that do pollinate, but bees are the majority pollinators. So if we lose them, we lose a lot of these foods, if not all of them, which means the prices of these foods will skyrocket. Here's a list of some of the foods that we would lose. Feel free to pause and read and check these out because I'm not going to name all of these, but I will mention a few that I feel like are very important to me. Apples. No more apple pie or apple tarts or whatever the fuck you like, unless you're willing to pay about $5 per apple. Mangoes. Man, I fucking love mangoes. Peaches. I love peach pie, man. I don't want to live in a world without peach pie. Plums, nectarines, pomegranates, pears, okra, strawberries, and onions and cashews. Cherries, man. I fucking love cherries. No more cherry pie. No more cherry anything, unless you're willing to spend about $20 for that shit. Coffee. For all you coffee fanatics, the price of coffee would go up so fucking high, man. That's why it's important to save the bees. That was just a few of the things on the list. Bees are important. So what can you do to help with the bee population? Boycott companies like Monsanto. They make the pesticides that are killing the bees. Support local and organic farmers. They don't use toxic chemicals like neonicotinoids. Still not sure if I'm saying that right. If you have the time and space, you can practice organic gardening at home. The simple stuff you plant will help them pollinate and etc. You can also take time to learn how to make some organic pesticides. There's literally tons of videos up on YouTube on how to do it, and tons of articles online on how to do it. Make sure you plant bee-friendly flowers and shrubs. Once again, this is information you can find from a simple Google search. Buy local honey if possible, or just buy organic honey. Also, you could become a beekeeper, or you could simply adopt a hive or make charity donations to hive owners. Set up a bee refreshment station. I think it's just like a bowl of water and marbles and sugar all mixed together. That way the bees can stop and drink without falling in the water and dying. Once again, a simple Google search will help you find this out. And most importantly, just learn more about them. Because the less you know, the more and more of these creatures will keep dying and no one will be standing trial for it. And one of the best things you can do, just simply tell a friend. Show them this video or show them information that you find when you research this yourself. Help people become more aware. You don't have to be an activist to do this. By simply bringing it up in a conversation with a group of new people at the right time, you can reach ears about something that's really important. So if you like this video and you want to see more of the shit I post in the future, just click the link at the top to subscribe. No more cherry pie!